Hi guys, fellow YouTubers. My name's Tim, and you're sitting in my transmission shop, my private transmission shop. Today we're going to discuss making your Harley Davidson, if you have one that has an Evolution engine on it, changing it from chain drive to gear drive. And if you notice, um, I've already got that work completed. I left the cover off the bike. This job is probably not for the novice. This job would probably be an A level tech job. Um, in the automotive industry, skill levels are indicated with A, B's, and C's, A being a pretty serious one. I rebuild transmissions for a living, so to me, this is not a big deal at all. And with the instructions that S&S gave me, I think the novice mechanic that can turn wrenches, has a little bit of mechanical knowledge, can do this job. Um, I wanted to discuss the benefits of putting gear drive in your Harley Davidson. A little bit of history. Harley Davidson between 1999 and 2007 used an outside chain that ties the cam and the crank together. And this is it right here. Of course, I've already taken it out of my bike. And they have a tensioner which sits right here, if you will. And what happens, and you can see this one is pretty wore out. What happens is these wear out, and people don't check these, and it can cause catastrophic damage to your bike if you don't have these inspected. My bike has 35,000 miles on it, and according to the research that I've done, and some of it's been on YouTube, and by the way, S&S has an excellent video on doing this. Anyway, between 30 and 40,000 miles, if you don't check these, which involves just removing this cover right here, which is, covers this up, you can actually take a mirror and go behind this cam plate and actually see the other chain and the other tensioner. And as you can see, these are mechanical. They have a big spring on them, like a brake spring. And these are the ones I took out of my bike, and you can see they are wore out really bad. What happens is the chain can wear through this plastic, and if it gets in this steel, the steel gets up in the pump, locks the engine up. So you surely want to check this if you have high mileage on your bike. Like I say, between 30 and 40,000 miles, I definitely suggest taking this apart and taking a look at it. Harley Davidson makes an excellent kit. They make a hydraulic kit for it, which does away with these mechanical tensioners and does away with this plate. They put a new plate on it and make everything hydraulic. The downside to that is they're still using chains. So what I decided to do is do away with the chain. This is the chain and the camshafts on the inside that you can't see. But I'll show them to you. And that's what they look like. And this is the camshafts. And they are actually inside this plate right here. So to make a long story short, you just take these bolts out right here. And then these 4 bolts right here hold the oil pump on. You want to make sure that you leave the oil pump in the engine. And this slides out, and then you have to put this unit on a press and press the bearings out. Believe it or not, the hardest part of this job, in my opinion, were getting the lifters to stay up in the air. What I did on this is what S&S suggests, is I removed the push rod covers, and I kept the heads on the vehicle and actually took a set of bolt cutters and cut the doggone push rods right off. And you want to make sure that you use bolt cutters, because you don't want to grind these off with some kind of cutting wheel, because if you do, you can't control the spray of the steel, and you don't want to get that in your engine. So anyway, I did this per S&S's instructions, and it worked out just fine. I do want to caution you though. You want to make sure that you are on the compression stroke, and there's no doggone tension on the push rods. So it's pretty easy. You guys know how to get on the compression stroke, I'm sure. But you don't want to cut these off on both cylinders. You got to do one at a time and rotate the engine over till it's on the compression stroke. Make sure these spin down in the doggone lifters real easily, okay? Because if you cut them off and they have tension on them, they could come out and get you pretty good. You wouldn't want that to happen. Anyway, once you do that, then S&S sells a kit. This is a 106-6051 kit, and these are adjustable push rods. So you don't have to take the heads off the vehicle, and it makes it a lot easier to put the cam kit in. So this kit costs about $250, and you can see it comes complete with new housings, push rods. It's a good kit. The other kit for the cam kit is a 510G kit. This is the most radical kit that you can get for your Harley Davidson without removing the valve covers and re-shimming and or replacing the valve springs or putting reliefs in the pistons. So this particular lift is 510. It's pretty doggone radical cam. I've not started this yet because I wanted to do the video, and I didn't want to take you guys through a bunch of boring stuff where I'm having to press stuff apart, but you do need some special tools on this. You need a press because the bearings in the plate have to be pressed out to get new bearings. You also need a tool to remove the blind bearings. This is what they look like, and they are back in the engine, way back up in here. The tool that you can get, and I'll give you the part numbers, are Harley Davidson number 43644, and it's Harley Davidson's remover and installer. I bought those tools from a place called Heartland Tool, and they worked really well. They pulled the blind bearings right out of the block, and then I was able to install the new bearings. The S&S 5G kit does come with everything you need, including gaskets and a scavenger oil pump O-ring. You are going to have to remove the oil pump. The scavenger oil ring is behind the oil pump, and it's a pretty big ring. I also opt to replace, there's two O-rings behind this case on this cover. I replaced those, and I also replaced the O-ring that's directly behind here that seals the pump to the back of this case, the back of this cam cover. Anyway, the Harley Davidson makes a kit that turns these into hydraulics. The thing about it is you still have the tensioners that can wear out, and you still have dual chains in your bike. So I opt to go with the S&S kit and turn it into gear drive. And as you can see, it's already installed. And I'm making this video, and I thought that maybe there's some people out there that might be interested in this. Here, once again, this can be done with a little bit of knowledge, but you're really going to have to read the instructions if you're not experienced in this work before. Here, once again, I've never done this before, so I just read the instructions, and to me, it's pretty cut and dry. So I just wanted to post this video, let you know that you guys need to check this if you own Harley Davidsons, especially between the years 99 to 2007, because in 2007, and correct me if I'm wrong, or 2008, Harley Davidson started putting the hydraulics in all their bikes, and apparently they don't have the problems that these manual ones have. Anyway, I did want to discuss one other thing with you. I did talk about having problems holding the lifters up. Don't laugh too hard. This is a binder clip that you get at any paper store or supply store for office supplies. And what I did is I redesigned it a little bit, and I took a grinder and cut both these off to make them really thin. And then I got in there and put the clips on the grooves, and then used bungee cords to hold the lifters up. The first time I did it, one of these popped off, and it's over in the garage somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. So don't laugh too hard, but of the whole job, this is the hardest part. Is getting these, in my opinion, is getting these doggone things to clip on the lifters and hold them up. Because you are going to have to hold the lifters up to remove that plate, or else the cam will catch them. So anyway, I haven't started this yet. I may shut this video off and go ahead and finish the rest of this work and adjust the push rods. And I'll probably start it up, and I may have to put it on a dyno, and you may get another video with the dyno specs on it. I think this will make my bike more dependable. And just for some knowledge, I bought this bike used about 6 years ago, and it had about 12,000 miles on it. It's got 35,000 on it now. It's been a totally trouble-free bike. I've not worked on it one time except change the oil and put brakes on it. Other than this, I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to do this repairs to make the bike a little bit more dependable, and I don't want to have to pull the cover and check the doggone cam tensioners all the time. Harley Davidson recommends doing it once a year or once every 12,000 miles. If you notice, I had to pull the exhaust system off my bike. I'm running a hooker header system, and it goes right in front of all this. So it's kind of a drag to do that. I don't want to do that every year. All I want to do is ride this bike. So this should make it more dependable, and I'm just posting this video so the novice might want to take a look at what I'm doing to see whether he might want to do it on his own bike. Anyway, I appreciate you YouTubers checking out this video. And by the way, if I would love to rent some tools that I had to buy. Just so you know, cost on this, the push rod kit's $250. And it saves a whole lot of time because you have to pull the heads off it. The cam kit is about $1,000. So you're looking at probably about a $1,300 repair just in parts. And then on top of that, being I've never done this before, I did have to buy special tools to get the blind hole bearings out, and also to support the cams and press both the old cams out. On my bike, one of the things that was really wrong with it is one of these bearings was real loose. You can see it's really wobbly on the shaft, and I was getting a little bit of noise, and I believe that that's where it was coming from. When this was in the cam plate, I don't know whether you guys can see the movement there, but it's way more than 20 or 30 thousandths. I mean, this thing's got 50, 60, 70, maybe 100 thousandths of up and down movement on it. The bearings and the cams I put in, they didn't have any movement at all once I pressed them in, and I checked it for clearance. They recommend that you do that, and there's no clearance issues. I will let you know that before I put the chrome cover on this bike, I already know it's hitting, so I'm going to have to put some clay on the back side and see where it's hitting. And it looks like it's hitting the ribs on the inside, so that is going to have to be ground off a little bit before I install it, or else it's going to make some pretty good noise when I start the bike up, and also spray metal everywhere in the engine. I don't want that going on. So I'm just letting you know there may be some machined issues that you have to do on this. With that being said, I appreciate you guys listening to me. And if you would like to rent some tools that I have, I would sure love to rent them to you. You might want to post a comment on the bottom. Maybe tell me how to get a hold of you, and I'll get with you, and we can talk about loaning you my tools or renting them to you. Because I'd like to make the money back on them. To be honest with you, the tools that I had to spend, I spent about $300 on tools, but because I do this for a living and a lot of people know me, that doesn't bother me too much because I will use them again. There'll be somebody else that wants me to work on their Harley. Anyway, appreciate you guys listening to me. And if you need any advice on doing this, just leave a comment. Have a nice day.